so important that believers and Christian entrepreneurs have influence and impact, especially in today's online marketplace. Hey guys, I'm Latoya Nicole, and if you are new here, I help creatives and authors self-publish books and make money online. So this is really just going to be like a little girl talk where I'm just talking about some things that came to my mind the other day, and I quickly jotted them down because I was like, well, I want to do a little video on this because there is so much importance in believers having influence and impact. And what brought me to this specific topic was the other day I was in the house with someone and we were getting ready to go out riding somewhere. And before we got ready to leave my house, I was like, something smells like fireworks. You know how fireworks has this very distinct smell, like something blew up, like that's how it smelled. And I was like, why am I smelling that in the house? Now, mind you, it is April. So you know, fireworks is really not an April thing. So I was like, what is that smell? But I never could put my finger on it. And so all of a sudden we're getting ready to go to the store. And as we're riding, we go up maybe about 2 miles up the street. Once we get up the street, we saw like all these lights and police cars. So I was like, oh my God. So I started looking and I was like, somebody had an accident. And then when I looked at the car, like the car literally only had the shell of half of the car left. Everything else was blown up. It was like exploded. So I said, wow, that is the smell that I smelled from inside of the house miles away. I was like, that was a powerful impact. And it was such an impact that, like I said, only a piece of the car left. So they were sweeping up the pieces. Of course, the ambulance was there and things like that. But that got me to thinking about impact. I started thinking about people who had impacted my life and influenced my life. And even though some of them may not be here today still, those things that they instilled in me, I still carry those things with me now. Why? Because they impacted my life in some sort of way. Let's think as a Christian entrepreneur, or if God has given you a vision to start a business. And let's say, for example, you're afraid to start the business or something is stopping you or hindering you from starting your business. Imagine how much of an impact you could make on someone just by starting something. Believers should be leaders, and great leaders are problem solvers. I remember when I was a little girl, I had said something that I shouldn't have said. And it was, guys, it wasn't even bad, but I thought it was bad because when I was growing up, I just couldn't use those certain terms. So like, it was something like I said, shut up or stupid. It was like one of those, something like that, right? And so the person that was around me, I don't know why I even told them, but I was like, yeah, I told them to shut up, or I told them what I said or whatever. And so when I told that person what I said, the first thing they said was, I'm gonna tell your dad. Now, mind you, we were the same age. So I was just sharing it with someone that I thought was a friend. And so when I told her the information and she said that she was going to tell my dad, I was so scared. And I wasn't scared that I was going to get in trouble. I was more scared that he was going to be disappointed. So I did not want him to know what I had said. And so I quickly learned that anytime I don't want something shared, I simply won't tell anyone. And to this day, if you are not a trusted person in my inner circle, you won't know details about me. You won't know about my personal life. In business, if you have the ability to solve problems, you'll save so much money on marketing because you won't have to do so much work or do so much spending selling the product to someone or selling your service to someone. They will automatically believe in your service because this is something that they now need, or it's something that they believe they need. So take, for example, with my coloring books, right? So my coloring books are part of, well, especially this one right here. I have 2 in this collection. I call it the self-care collection. So with the self-care collection, I'm focusing on mental health. I'm focusing on wellness, right? And you know, mental health is something that a lot of people are wanting to take control of these days because so many things are happening. It's like Earth is ghetto. People are like, okay, I see a therapist. I also journal. They're also looking for other ways that they can enhance their mental well-being or just practice stress relief in any type of way. So when I present the books as a way to relieve stress or a way to promote mental health and wellness, this isn't something that I literally have to sell to somebody. People actually want it because they're going through stuff and they're like, yes, girl, give me that book. Where can I get the book? You know what I'm saying? Then I'd be like, oh, y'all can go to Amazon or y'all can go to entrepreneurscolor2.com. When you solve a problem, people are more apt to buy. Another reason that people love coloring books, and I don't have to sell, you know, I don't have to like a push selling like that, is because they can relate to the women on the cover. You have to remember, I self-published my first coloring book in 2018. In 2018, when I went down Amazon's listing to find coloring books that looked like me, I could not find any realistic Black women on the covers. Of course, now in 2023, you can scroll down and you'll see tons of them. But back then, that was a problem to be solved. So because that problem was solved, people were like, oh my God, yeah, she looks like me. I feel seen. I feel represented because a problem is solved. And something else I thought about, if you are an online entrepreneur, no matter what type of business you're starting, relationships are going to be your greatest source. One day on Valentine's Day, I had just got home from church. And when I came home from church, I was just looking at my Instagram, and I just happened to see that Lupita had posted a picture of my book and tagged me in the book. You never know who is in your audience that loves what you're doing, that is inspired by what you're doing, and is just willing to show your product because they feel represented and they feel seen and they actually love it. The same thing with Auntie Monique. You just never know who actually will love your brand or your product or something that you've created. And by nature, believers should be creatives. Online business is really where it's at as far as building your influence and as far as having impact on a community. And you will want to start building a community, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, whether it is going on Instagram and starting an Instagram page and building your tribe, whether it is starting a TikTok and building, whatever you're going to start, what I recommend is just starting on one platform and maximizing that specific platform and get it rolling where you need it to be, and then focus on other platforms, because there's so many platforms that you could choose from. But just choose one that you see is working for you, and then continue to build that up by adding value to your community or to the community that you're building. No matter what you decide to do as far as building your business online, just make sure you incorporate prayer in your business as well. No matter if you get up in the morning and pray, or if you do it in the evening, it doesn't matter when you pray, but just incorporate it. Ask God for direction. Ask God for what you should do. If you have too many ideas, ask God which one you should do first. Just incorporate prayer in your business so that it can be the centerfold of your business. Last but not least, don't worry about the haters. Listen, when you start a business, you are going to get criticism. Even with my books, the way that I receive criticism is from my reviews. So whenever I publish books online with Amazon, people can leave reviews. Sometimes people leave 5-star reviews. Sometimes people leave 4-star reviews. Occasionally, people will leave 1-star reviews. That can't hurt your feelings when you get the first negative review or something like that. If what they say makes sense and it's something valuable that you can incorporate or that you can change in your business, or you're seeing enough of that type of feedback, then by all means incorporate it. If it's just some troll scrolling the internet, then you just simply ignore it, scroll past it. Or if you believe that it needs to be reported, you can always report the comments. Sometimes Amazon will take those comments down if they see that they're harassment, spam, or any type of profanity or anything like that. So this was just my little random chit chat talking about things that just came to my mind when I thought about how believers should have impact and influence. And this is just encouragement that if you're sitting on your business idea, to go ahead and start that business idea, because you don't know who you can impact. And if you have already started your business idea and you're discouraged, keep going, because you never know who you can impact, who's watching you, and who's in your audience. Okay, guys, until next time, bye-bye.